Today's video is a follow-up video to Leonard Lee's video about not caring what other people think. He said something about the biggest mistake is
worrying about what other people think.
Well, that's not always the case when you're out riding on the road, because you just can't say, I'm not going to deal with what other people think. And I'm going to tell you the proper way to deal with what other people think. When I'm an avid rider and I ride on the road, and a lot of times you have to deal with what other people think, especially if they're honking the horn at you or driving along, following right behind you, and they're less than a foot or so, which I have no idea which is in millimeters or decimeters or whatever the current meters is. And I know that people in the UK drive on the different side. We here in America, we drive on the right side of the road, as opposed to people in UK drive on the wrong side of the road. You're always supposed to be on the right side of the road. And speaking of that, when driving, we in America get to bang with gears with our right hand. See, here in America, we get our right hand to bang on gears. If I could show this. With the right hand banging on gears, as opposed to UK, you'd be sitting here and banging on gears with your left hand, which it just doesn't cut it. The proper way to change gears is with your right hand. As in, that's the way this works. So the major problem is how you react to how other people are feeling at the time, because their feelings aren't based on reality, because we here in America, we have bicycle laws specifically for us bicycles riders. Now, bicycles are vehicles as opposed to, as in law in the United States. We're not motor vehicles, we're just vehicles. So most of motor vehicle law applies to us, but there are special laws that applies to non-motorized vehicles, which are bicycles. Here in my state of Georgia, we get 3 feet from the white line, which I don't know if you have white lines in the UK. You may not. You have those squiggly lines that who knows what those mean. So, but it would be hard to ride a bicycle and stay on 3 feet from that squiggly line. So we just have white lines, just straight white lines to make it nice and simple. So when riding down the road, 10, 15 miles an hour, with cars whizzing by you by about 55 miles an hour, which who knows what that is in kilometers an hour. It's something like 150 or something like that, maybe 200 kilometers an hour. Who knows? Who cares? We just deal with miles here. 55 miles, it's something like 90 kilometers an hour or something like that. Or is it 100? I don't know. It's close. But it's fast when you're riding down the road and staying within 3 feet of the line. And people come up on you, just honk and honk and honk, and you have the tendency just to grit your teeth and give them the finger. I think in the UK it's 2 fingers, isn't it? But here, if you gave them 2 fingers, it's the peace sign. Peace. No. Well, actually, that's kind of what you want to do. You just want to wave, honk it, and you wave, and let them go on and be angry about you. And dealing with their feelings. The worst thing you can do is, like Leonard Lee, is care about their feelings. But if you try to get in an argument and start yelling and screaming at you, but they're driving along and right beside you and they roll the window down, rolling the window down is a sign that something's coming out the window. And usually it's something like a bottle or a can of something hit you right in the face. Like I showed the picture of me being hit in the face with a bottle here. That was done on the day after Thanksgiving, and it wasn't pleasant because this person was really angry. He had previously come up to me before a stoplight, yelling and screaming at me, telling me to get on the sidewalk, and I casually said that it's illegal for anyone over the age of 12 to be riding on a bicycle on the sidewalk. He didn't like that. I ride on, and before the next stoplight comes, he comes up right beside me, window comes down, and guess what comes out the window? A bottle, a glass bottle. Right here in the nose. I stopped riding that day. It was terrible. So don't get into arguments with other people on the road. Now, men and women deal with bicycle riders differently. For some reason, I have no idea why. When riding down the road, some guy will pull up alongside you, and probably what they say first is, "Hey, dumbass," or it's, "Hey, smartass," or it's, "Hey, some word then ass," like you're the one that's in the wrong even though you're following bicycle law. Trying to inform them that it is perfectly legal to be riding on the road, which you are supposed to do, hurts their feelings in some way that causes them to do more felony acts. I had someone, when I told them that I was legally riding on the road within 3 feet of the white line, take their car, turn into the curb, hit the brakes, turn into the curb. I hit them with my front wheel hit the curb, I flipped over, I broke my collarbone and fractured my ankle. So that is not the way to deal with angry guys in cars, because for some reason they just explode when you tell them the law and that they're in the wrong. Telling them as you're riding along with them, having the window down, having a shouting match at you, telling them they've already committed 2 felony offenses, which I think the first one is Georgia Annotated Code 40-6-53. I'll put that one on the screen right here somewhere for you to read, which states, as of July 1st of 2021, all motor vehicles have to change lanes when approaching a bicycle rider. People in cars have to treat bicycle riders now as a parked emergency vehicle. Even if there's a double yellow line, which I don't think there's double yellow lines in the UK, they have to cross the double yellow line to go around bicycle riders. For some reason, car drivers just get upset when you tell them that.
Today, there's now a new safety law for anyone who rides a bicycle. That law now requires drivers to change lanes or slow down when passing a bicyclist on the road. Fox 28's Ariana Mount has more on the details and fines that come along with this new law.
Keeping the roads safe for drivers and bikers. That's the goal of a new state law that starts today.
That's the most important thing, is to prevent crashes and to prevent anyone from being hurt or killed in a crash on the road.
The new bike safety law requires any driver approaching a biker to change into another lane if it's possible to do so. If it's not, the other alternative is to slow down to at least 10 miles an hour less than the posted speed limit, or to 25 miles per hour, whichever of those is higher. You're also required to leave at least 3 feet between you and the cyclist. Previous law required drivers to pass with 3 feet only when it was feasible.
That really added up with some concern, especially when it came to police or law officer interpretation of the law.
Kayla Brown is the executive director of Bike Walk Savannah, a nonprofit that aims to make the city more bike and walk friendly. She says this law is important for bikers in the hostess city.
We have a high number of crashes related to people biking and walking in the city of Savannah and Chatham County, and we have a high number of fatalities.
21 cyclists were killed on Georgia roads in 2019, according to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Hopefully, this will help improve safety, and we can continue to work to try to get all of our fatality numbers to zero, because that's the goal that we're working for.
The Governor's Office of Highway Safety says when a new law like this comes out, officers will usually just issue warnings to focus on educating the public. But citations for this law can be up to $250. Reporting in Savannah, Ariana Mount, Fox 28 News at 10.
Bike Walk Savannah.
And more profane words come out of these guys' mouths, and yab, 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 yab. The best thing to do in that situation is grab both brakes, come to a stop, get off the road, let them go on. Now, as I said, men and women do things differently. Women will usually drive up, they'll get right beside you, window will come down, and you're thinking that some type of bottle is going to come out of the window to give you some type of refreshment. And you look over and they'll just smile and they'll say, "Hey, nice ass." Like, saying nice is some kind of compliment, and they just giggle away and then drive off. Being polite about calling someone a name does not make it better. Oh, and usually there's women that are in perfect makeup, they have their hair done, and they're in their real expensive cars, and they'll come along and they'll come right behind you and pretend like they're going to change lanes or do something and follow you for like half a mile or so, and all of a sudden they'll pull up alongside you. The window will come down just like guys will. They have this big old smile on their face, and they'll say, "What an ass!" Like you're not supposed to be on the road or anything. I think, that's something my ex-wife used to say to me, and it's degrading. Although I don't care what she thinks, it's just screaming out the window, "Hey, nice ass," or "What an ass," is funny. It's not funny. Calling someone a name is not funny. So this woman rolled up the window and then took off in this sports car of hers. I caught her at the next light, and I pulled up alongside her, and I stopped. I could see through the window. She had a big old smile on her face. Window came down. I looked over her and said, it's illegal for anyone over the age of 12 to be riding a bicycle on the sidewalk. She looked back at me. "What?" And she said, "Jerk," and she gave me the finger. I have no idea why she'd do that. It's just beyond. I just noticed that there's a nail over here on the road. It shouldn't be on the road. Let me grab this nail. Look at that. A nail. That could end up in someone's tire. So, I usually pick up nails when I see them on the road. No other nails on the road. So why she would do that, I have no idea. But women aren't as aggressive towards running you off the road as men are. So whenever some guy comes by in this huge pickup truck in a diesel, and they're honking at you and getting inches from your rear tire going 15, 17 miles an hour and hit the brakes right behind you trying to scare you, get off the road, because their next move is they're going to come around you, they're going to lay on the brake and gas, and this huge cloud of smoke is going to come around, and they're going to ha, 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 and you're going to be left breathing all this diesel fumes and smoke. It's not worth it. Just get out of their way, let them go on their merry way, and have a nice time. Now, Leonard Lee also says, do not care what other people think. My first video about debunking Leonard Lee, he deeply hurt my feelings when he saw that. His response to my debunking him was this.
Oh, Nathan.
That hurt right through my heart. It was horrible. It was terrible. The one person I really could care about what they thought is Leonard Lee. and he hurt my feelings. So, this is to say that maybe Leonard Lee is correct and don't care what people think. Hope you have a good day and hope this video helped. See you next time.